guys, I hope that you guys are doing amazing wherever you are in the world. My name is Boom Shikha and I welcome you to my channel. I welcome you to all my videos. I really appreciate all the love that you guys have been sending my way. And I'm so grateful that my videos are actually helping you guys. I mean, I'm so grateful that they're doing what they were meant to do, what I wanted them to do. So I'm so grateful for that. In this video, I wanted to speak to you guys about my morning and evening routine because I speak about it, just casually or in passing in the videos, and I've had a lot of you guys ask me about it. Homebody asked me about it, Jessica Bullock asked me about it, so a couple of others have asked me about it too. So I thought, obviously there is some need for it. Let me do it. I don't think my routine is specifically brilliant in any way, shape, or form, but it works for me. And I'm going to give you guys some tips at the end on how to build a routine for yourself that works for you specifically. So I'm not telling you to copy my routine as it is, because I don't think that would work for everyone, but it works for me, and I want to teach you how I built this routine over time. I did not start off with this routine. In fact, when I first started building my morning routine, it was in 2014, I think. I had just broken up with my boyfriend, I just lost a job, and I was at that point where I was the worst of myself. I was not doing well, I was not financially doing well, or physically, or emotionally. I had high cholesterol because I wasn't taking care of myself, I was lazy, I was fat, much fatter than I am right now. There was a lot of things wrong with my life because I had let myself go. I had become lazy. I had lost myself, right? Whatever you want to call it, however you want to call it. And I realized that I had to make some changes. And one of the main things that came up over and over again in all the books that I had read, and I had read so many books, so the way I was doing things was absolutely wrong. But I had read over and over again that meditation was one of those things that is a cornerstone of all rich, famous, motivated, successful people. Anyone who is out there who's doing anything cool meditates. Anyone who I care about, anyone who I follow, all of my mentors meditate. All of them. Brian Johnson, who's from Optimize.me, one of my mentors, he meditates. Obviously, every single day. Ryan Holiday, one of my mentors in Stoicism, he meditates. If I think about anyone who I care about, who I believe in, who is doing cool things in the world that fascinate me, he or she meditates. And so that is the reason why at that point in time, I decided, okay, meditation is going to be one of those things that I'm going to do every single day, no matter what. Right? And so at that point, 4 years ago, I started meditating every single day. That's the only thing I changed about my routine. Actually, one more thing, but I'll talk a little bit about it later. So I started meditating. That's all I did. I get up in the morning, and I still do the same thing. I get up in the morning. Whenever I wake up, I don't use an alarm clock because I don't need to. I wake up at 5 a.m. naturally, 5:30 if I'm really tired, 6:30 if I'm really, really tired. And so normally I'll wake up as the sun comes up. As the sunlight hits my face, I'm awake. Sometimes I wake even earlier than that. Sometimes I'm awake at 4:30, 4:45 a.m. and I think to myself, what is going on here? It's still dark outside. Why am I awake? But my body clock is like that. My natural cycles are like that. So I wake up in the morning. I'm a morning person. That really helps me, with the routine stuff. And as soon as I'm awake, as soon as I know that I'm awake, I'll take a little bit of time to sit in bed and thank the universe for the fact that I'm still alive and thank the universe for my amazing life, do my gratitude thing. But then as soon as I'm done with that, I'll get up and I'll meditate. Now, this is what I did in the past. This is what I do right now. It's one thing that has not changed my routine for 4 years. I might miss a couple of days because I'm traveling, and I miss a couple of days because something happens and I'm really tired. But mostly I will try to get up and meditate or sit down in stillness for at least a minute, if not more. Usually I try half an hour. Sometimes it ends up being 15 minutes. Mostly it's 10 minutes. But if I'm really hard pressed, it'll be 5 minutes or a minute. I will try at least every single day to meditate for a minute. Right? That's the minimum. And so that's how I do it. That's how I did it in the past. That's how I do it now. In the past, when I first started doing it, one of the other things that I started adding to my routine that was really, really crucial, that didn't seem as crucial at that time, was the fact that I started making my bed. Now, I used to live with my parents at that time, so I had this one tiny little room, and the only thing in my room was a bed and a closet and a chair and table. I don't even think I had a chair and table at the time. Anyway, so bed, right, and that's it. And so it wasn't a lot to take care of, but still my room was so freaking messy. I mean, it's a tiny room, but it was so dirty because I had an unclear mind, unclear goals, and I wasn't taking care of myself. If I didn't take care of my surroundings and I didn't take care of myself, that's the reason my life was falling apart, really. I mean, it was just a symptom of me, right? And so I realized that fact. So I was like, okay, I'm going to start small. So I meditated for 5-10 minutes every single morning, or more sometimes, and I made my bed. So as soon as I finished, I would sit up in bed, I'd meditate, and then I'd make my bed. And then I get out of bed, brush my teeth, do my rest of the stuff, right? At that point, that was my routine. That's it. It was so short, right? It was nothing. But I noticed such a transformational change in my life, little by little. Everything that I wanted in my life, all my idealness. Like I moved into a beautiful condo downtown Toronto at that time. It was one of my dreams. I wanted to live downtown for an eternity, and I didn't. But all of a sudden, I had this opportunity. I moved. I got a job that I really liked. I started hanging out with people that were really cool and really motivated and smart. I started doing a lot of yoga, and I became really fit. I started drinking green juices every single day. I had high cholesterol. It dropped off automatically in a couple of months without medication, which is great. I didn't want to go on medication. I was only 4 years ago. I was like maybe 30 at that time. I'm like, what the hell, right? I mean, I'm only 30. I shouldn't be at that point at that time, right? And so everything kind of transformed. And the only thing I did was those two little things. But as you guys know, good habits have a cascading effect in everything in your life. If you start exercising, or if you start doing anything good in your life, especially in the morning, if you start off your day like that, the rest of the day kind of stacks up in a way that is more perfect than ever, right? Because I made my because I meditated and made my bed every day, I knew that I had to spend the rest of my day doing good things as well. So I walked as much as possible. I take the stairs instead of taking the elevator. I try to eat good. I try to eat well as much as possible. I try to control my temper, and the meditation helped with that. Meditation also helped with stress levels. It helped with my body. I felt better than myself. And there's like so many cascading effects because of those two little things that I did, right? That's the power of a good habit. That's the power of a good routine, right? And it was only two things. Now, over time, obviously, as I said, I started adding more things. I started adding more baby things, right? So over time, I have built the routine that I'm in right now. Now, my routine is not set in stone. Now that I'm saying, there are certain things in it that I've been doing throughout. So meditation is one of those things. I started meditating 4 years ago, and I'm still meditating. I'm not saying that I meditated for 4 years straight. I had a few days where I dropped off and things like that, but I have, as much as possible, kept it up. So for the rest of my life, that's going to be one cornerstone of my routine. It's never going to change. I'm going to keep that as part of it forever. And the making of my bed, that's like a really quick 30-second thing. So I just do it. Even now, if you go look at my bed right now, I made my bed before I left my bed. I'm not going to leave my bed if it's not made. It's like something inside of me that says, why? It takes 30 seconds. Why not just do it, right? Of course, everyone's like, well, you're gonna go back to sleep anyways, and you're gonna have to make it again. You're gonna ruin it, and what's the point? You have to do it every single day. But that's life. You have to eat every single day, even though you ate yesterday. You still have to eat today. You have to sleep every single day. You slept yesterday. You have to still sleep today. That's life. That's a human thing to do. You have to repeat yourself over and over and over again, doing the same things over and over again, in order to get any traction, in order to get any benefit out of it, right? In order to get any gain out of it, you have to do it over and over again, right? So I make my bed. Even now, like as I said, it's made. So those two things I think I'm going to do for the rest of my life. But I started doing other things when I started my routine. A few months down the road, I started putting journaling into it. And journaling is something that is one of those things that's so precious to me, and I wish I did it every day. I wish I did more of it. I wish I spent more time writing by hand, but I spend a lot of time on my computer. And so journaling is one of those things that I love when I do it. It really helps when I do it, but I don't do it consistently. And I wish I did it more consistently. I have been doing it more consistently over the past few months, but I go back and forth between that. I do it for a few months, and then I stop, and I do it for a few months. So it's not one of those things that I've been doing consistently. I wish I did. So as you can see, I'm not perfect, which is great. Which means that you don't have to be either, right? It doesn't have to be perfect. Do the best you can every single day with your routine. So right now, my routine is meditation, making my bed, obviously, journaling. I try to journal at least for a page, minimum half a page, if possible. And the thing that I do every single day is I write 1,000 words for my novel. So my main aspiration with my life is to be an author, and not just to be an author, because I'm already an author, a published author, but to be an author of a book that changes people's lives in a way where it touches them, in a way where they change their perspective on certain things because of it, or it leaves an impression in their heart that they can never get rid of it. A book like 1984 by George Orwell, I mean, that book is epic. I mean, it is one of those books that is going to stick with us for the rest of our life. I read it all the time. I read over and over and over again. Same thing with Harry Potter. I mean, J.K. Rowling is a genius, and she transformed the whole world because of her books. I mean, there's a Harry Potter Disneyland or something like that. Not Disneyland. Park. Like a... was park, I don't know, amusement park. There's a Harry Potter amusement park now. I mean, like, everyone is obsessed with that brand because of the books. The books are amazing. I read those books over and over again. They're brilliant. I mean, I have no words to describe how brilliant they are. Ryan Holiday is one of my favorite authors. He's left... I carry that book with me everywhere. It's actually even right here. Cool, I can show it to you guys. The Daily Stoic. I read this book every single day. I carry it with me everywhere I go. I travel around the world, but this book is always with me. I love this book, and I want to have a physical copy because every page, I just pick it up and I kind of pick it up and read it at a random page because, you know, it's just a great book. So I want to write that kind of a book. So I've been writing 1,000 words every single day. That's just my thing. Obviously, that's not going to be part of your routine because maybe you're not a writer. Who knows, right? But that's one of those things that I do every single day. I've been doing it for 2.5 years now. Every single day. Maybe I skip 1 or 2 days in those 2-3 years. Maybe 4 or 5 days. But that's it. Every single day I've been writing 1,000 words. It's absolutely one of those things. I cannot go to sleep if I haven't written my 1,000 words. If I don't do them in the morning, I'll do them in the evening before I go to sleep. But I have to do them before I go to sleep. I'm not saying that they're the most brilliant words on the planet. I'm not saying that they're the perfect words, but I have to write them down, right? It's a routine of it because as I do more and more of it, I can finish writing 1,000 words in 20 minutes. I'm not saying, again, that they're the best ones, but they just flow out of me, right? Because of routine, because I know that I write them every single day, and I know my brain has been working out overnight, and I know where I want to take the story, and I just write it. And it comes, and then I'll edit it after, right? So that's, again, part of my routine. Yoga is another part of my routine. Now, I don't do yoga every single day. I have a very strict routine in terms of food. I'm very strict with my food. I don't eat dairy. I don't eat very little meat. I don't eat any sugar. I don't eat drink caffeine, or I drink alcohol. And I don't eat gluten. I mean, like, I'll have moments where I'll have like a thing here or there, but mostly very strict with my diet, right? And I do intermittent fastings. I only eat twice a day. I eat very little food. I don't need a lot of food in order to survive, in order to live. I love food. I'm not saying that I don't love food. I have moments where I'm like stuffing my face. But mostly I'll just have 2 meals a day, and I'll be very strict in my diet because I need that energy. I find that I have more energy when I eat less food. And when I do the intermittent fasting, and when I don't eat all that crap, right? That's one of the reasons why I'm able to meditate every single day. Why I'm able to get up every single day and have such a long day and still have so much energy to do all the different things that I do. So that's also a part of my routine. You might not think it because you're like morning, evening, but the middle matters too. I mean, yes, you can just do the morning and the evening and just let the middle go to shit, but you won't let it happen, really. Like, if you have a really good morning routine, you end up taking care of the rest of the day as well. And I know that if I have gluten, if I have something bad for me, or all those bad things, then I'm not going to be the best of myself at that day. If I have sugar, then I'm going to have a sugar crash, and then I'm going to want to sleep, and I'm going to be lazy, and I'm not going to do my work, blah, 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 right? So everything is interconnected. So my day is very much set in stone. I use a calendar to take care of all my routine stuff. Mostly, now I don't. I used to in the past write it down that I did it, I check it off. Now I don't because I know that I'm going to do it. There's no need for me to do it. It's part of my life. It's part of me. It's as important to me as my breath, as important to me as food or water. I need it. I can't live without it, right? So that's my morning-ish routine. It takes me about 2.5 hours. It's a long time, I know. I go back and forth some days. If I'm traveling, if I have to get up early for a flight, then I'll do a shorter routine. I'll do 1 minute of meditation, 1 or 2 sentences of journaling. and I'll write my words while I'm moving around. So it's very, very fluid and very dynamic, and it changes according to the day. But I try to do these things every single day. Now, my evening routine is very simple. It's really important to me that I sleep well, because if I don't sleep well, my whole day goes to shit, and I don't have that much energy. I can't do all the different things that I want to do. I'm really tired, and I don't want that. So it's very important to me that I sleep. It's so important to me that I get 9 to 10 hours of sleep. It's like one of the most important things. I'd rather not party. I'd rather not talk to anyone, but I need to get my sleep, right? And as an INFJ, you have a hard time sleeping. So my evening routine is very important for that. Making sure that I have time to relax. I do a sleep meditation before I go to sleep. I'll put lavender oil on my bed. I'll drink a bunch of water. My water bottle is always next to me. I'll drink water. I'll make sure I pee once before I go to sleep so I don't wake up in the middle of the night. Weird things like that. I'm always making sure that I sleep around 9. I'll get into bed around 9:30, because it takes me half an hour, 45 minutes to fall asleep. That means I go to sleep I actually fall asleep around 10, and from 10 to 5, that gives me enough sleep to do the work that I need to do. 5, 6, 7 hours. Sometimes I'll sleep till 6. Today I woke up at 4:45 a.m. and I was wide awake. I fell asleep last night at 10. So that was 7 hours of sleep. That was perfect for me because I was wide awake and I'm ready and I'm doing these videos now, right? So it's very dynamic and fluid, as I said. I'm not very strict with myself. I'm not saying, oh my God, I have to do this every single day. Certain things I have to do every single day, but I'm not really regimented with it. I don't feel I'm regimented with it. People look at me from the outside and think, oh my God, you're so strict. I'm like, I'm not strict. This is life, If you're breathing all the time, do you say that you're being strict with your breathing? No, it's breathing. You have to breathe. Same thing with me. I have to do this stuff. It's like, it's ingrained in me now. It's been a part of my life for so long that if I don't do it, then I feel odd. I feel like there's something wrong with me. I feel like something's missing. If I don't meditate every single day, I feel like, what is going on with me? I feel convoluted and out of place and displaced and weird and off, and it's just a horrible way to live. So I don't do it anymore. I don't bother with that, right? Now, I'm not saying I have perfect days all the time, right? Some days I'll wake up and I'll be like, oh God, do I really have to? But I'll still do it, or if I don't do it, then I hate myself for the rest of the day. And some days I have days where I eat crap. I eat a lot of crap, and I'll think to myself, why did I do this to myself? Why am I such an idiot? So I'm not saying that this is my everyday. But as much as possible, I try to follow these routines. Now, I add stuff all the time, and I take away stuff all the time. So this is not set in stone. It's not always been set in stone, but this is my routine right now, so I want to share it with you guys. All right? I hope this is useful. If you guys have any questions at all, please let me know. I do want to say that don't rely on other people for your routine. Your routine might be getting up in the morning and having a cup of coffee by yourself, chilling out, and that's your morning routine. Awesome. It doesn't have to be meditation, right? It doesn't have to be visualization. It doesn't have to be journaling. It doesn't have to be all that stuff, right? Your routine is your routine. Build it upon yourself, upon your character, upon the stuff that you care about. If coffee is really important to you, have that cup of coffee. Take your time with it. Enjoy it. Savor it, That's some people for you. That's totally fine. That's how it is. So don't follow someone else's routine. Build your own routine for yourself, based on your characteristics, based on your needs, based on who you are. Okay? Again, I hope this makes sense. If you guys have any questions at all, let me know. And I am going to sign off now because this video is so freaking long already. Again, message me down below, or my contact information is below as well. I shall see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.